Hi everyone, welcome to the Monday Messages Live from the Angels. I'm Rachel Scoltock, Angel Medium. I've got some beautiful messages to bring through for you for the week ahead, and I will be talking about some other things that the angels want me to bring through for you. So feel free to ask questions. I am streaming this from Zoom, so there's a little bit of a delay, I believe, but we will get there. So just let me try and find the stream on Facebook. You let me know if you can hear me and see me, okay? Exciting. And maybe let me know how you're feeling. Like, how are you feeling? What are you tuning into at the moment? What does the energy feel like for you? Yeah, okay, I am live. I can see I've got a few people here. And I have to just keep refreshing to get your, reactions. So I reckon if I just go straight from Zoom and I check my phone, that's probably the best way to go, right? It's a bit of mucking about, but it's worth it because it's a clearer picture. So I'm sure in a minute I'm going to be able to see my own stream. Yes, okay. Okay, now I can see I've got 8 people here at the moment. Let me just quieten it down. Hi Leanne, hi Jenny. I've got to kind of turn the sound down because of the delay. All right, so welcome to the week starting the 8th of March. So for me, it's massive that we're here because next week I'm flying out to Uluru for the 2021 Angels at Uluru retreat. So for those of you that don't live in Australia, Uluru is a sacred site pretty much in the center of Australia. And if you look it up, Uluru, it's a beautiful place with amazing, incredible field of energy around it. And it's a place where we get immense downloads from the angels, from the guides. We get lots of clearing, energy cleansing, centering, grounding, just from being there. And we also can really sense the energy. So lots of heightened, high frequency energy there. And of course, it's a sacred place. It's a place that belongs. It's traditionally owned by the Unanu people who have lived there uninterrupted and expressed their culture there for 60,000 years, probably more than that. And part of the reason that I go there is to take a group so that we can do our spiritual work, connect with the angels, get some healing, get some cleansing, and do some sacred visioning. But we also spend half a day with the traditional owners, and we get to learn about their culture, and we even get to participate in some art. So I'm really excited about the retreat this year, particularly because we had to miss out last year. And there's a big build up for it. So very excited. So this time next week, I will be on my way, on my way there. And of course, I'll be able to do some lives from there as well. So hi, Kenneth. Thank you for tagging everyone from Ontario. Hi, Sumi. Hi, Tarika. Leanne, Jenny, I'm sure there's other people here, but I can't quite see it yet. So we'll start with the reading for the week. I always pull you some cards. I bring through the guidance from the angels. And the Archangel we're working with this week is Archangel Gabriel. Now, Archangel Gabriel's energy brings through the divine feminine. So whether or not you see Gabriel as a masculine or a feminine archangel, doesn't matter, because angels don't have a gender. Because they don't have a body. They are manifest in spirit form, and they're of the highest vibration, the closest vibration there is to God, to the divine. And angels, of course, are the messengers from the divine. They bring healing, they bring guidance direct from your source. And they also carry your prayers to the divine and for them to be answered. They bring through healing, they bring through protection, they watch over you. So Archangel Gabriel's name means messenger, literally messenger. Brings through, helps you to understand your messages and helps you to see the path ahead. And we're particularly working with Gabrielle this month, the month of March, because the webinar at the end of the month is all about your life purpose, about how to connect with your life purpose, how to know what it is, getting the guidance for that, understanding what your guidance is at this time and what the life lessons, the soul lessons that you're learning, right? Because sometimes when we're going through a big challenge, it's when we understand what the soul lesson is, the lesson that our soul wants us to learn so that we can ascend, so that we can raise our consciousness, literally. When we get that lesson, the challenging circumstances of that lesson can now be removed. You will transcend them. You will get past them because the lesson's not needed anymore. So never feel like when you're going through a challenge or a lesson that it's the universe punishing you or, you know, rapping you on the knuckles. It's never like that. It's not like I'm teaching you a lesson. It's a lesson that your soul wants to learn from your higher self's perspective. You need that lesson. Your soul has incarnated this lifetime for many reasons, many purposes, right? And I'm going to be talking about those purposes and those lessons in the webinar at the end of the month, 26th of March. So it's a 90-minute or 2-hour session where we bring through Archangel Gabrielle, give you some teachings, and then we go through a powerful healing and guided meditation soul journey to meet Gabrielle and to let go of your blocks when it comes to these things. So you're going to get a lot of wisdom out of that workshop. But in the meantime, we're working with Archangel Gabrielle today. So Gabrielle talks about the soul lessons, the lessons that you're learning individually and collectively, right? It might be a collective lesson, or it is a collective lesson that we're learning on the planet at this time. And when we get that lesson, we can let go of the problem. So never feel like you're being punished. As I said before, you're not being punished. Your soul has asked for this lesson. It's the higher part of you, your higher consciousness. Of course, your lower part of you, the small self, the ego self, doesn't want the lesson. It wants everything to be okay and smooth and for money to appear and for love to just appear. But life isn't like that. We've incarnated into this duality for a reason. Now, someone wrote to me recently and said that they felt that they had ascended, that they had reached some form of enlightenment and they'd gone into the 5D, right? So New Age spiritual perspective at the moment is that we're moving from the 3D to a third dimension to the fifth dimension, which really means, it's another way of putting, we're moving away from being judgmental, being in our ego, only being around materialism focused, to being more focused on, or more balanced in the focus of being on a higher consciousness, recognizing your soul purpose, recognizing your soul lessons. And when we live from that soul guidance, which Archangel Gabriel helps us to do, instead of our, you know, ego focused guidance, life cleans up. Life starts to improve. We start to have a better time of it. But that doesn't mean that you lose your ego. Because you need your ego to survive for a start. You need some materialism in your life, right? But it needs to be balanced. You're not a spirit guide. You're not an angel. You're a physical, spiritual being having a physical experience in body. And you will one day return to spirit. But in this thing, we're all in it together. So this person wrote to me and said that they were felt like that they had ascended out of the 3D and that they felt like all the people that surrounded them were 3D and this was making it a problem. And I said to this person, you need to change your perspective and recognize that you won't lose your ego. Everyone's got an ego, and no matter where you are in your ascended consciousness, as you start to recognize, okay, I'm a spiritual being in a physical body, you never get to that place where you are, well, I won't say you never get to that place. You will get to that place, but you will still have problems. You'll still have things that you have to live with, deal with, and understand as soul lessons. And the irony is that when you think, oh, I'm done. I'm so spiritual now. I'm never going to get back into my ego again. some unforeseen thing will show up that will bring you right back to humility and go, oh, hang on a minute. Actually, there is another layer of ego for me to face and understand, because that's how your soul grows. That's how wisdom grows. So know that you are here for part of that reason. We're not just all here for an easy ride. We can have that easy ride because when we're in that higher consciousness, we start to bless instead of curse. We start to recognize that our minds create our experience. But, you know, hands up if you recognize that this is a lesson we have to keep on learning. You know, maybe we all were feeling that way. Some people were feeling that way. And then all of a sudden, in comes social media with haters and trolls. So then we've got to kind of ascend. We've got to not let ourselves be pulled down. We've got to ascend past that with our consciousness individually. We think we're doing okay. And then there's a pandemic. We've got to ascend our consciousness. We've got to look out for those ego traps that tell us, okay, I'm more spiritual than everyone else. That's an ego trap. There's no truth in that. Because if your friend or your sister or your brother or your parent or your co-worker isn't spiritual, maybe it's not written in their soul purpose this lifetime, their soul contract this lifetime, to be spiritually aware. Because they're serving another purpose, learning soul lessons from their perspective. And maybe next lifetime that'll be you. So you can't judge anyone, is what I'm trying to say. And that's what I said to this person that wrote to me. You can't judge anyone. Even though you might say, oh, that person's not spiritual, they don't see things my way. Religions have been doing that since history began, you know, talking about those people aren't as good as us because of what we know. We're Christians. We're going to come to this country and we're going to teach all these other people that don't know about Christianity because they're not as good as us. And nobody's got all of the answers. We can't do that. So I think this is a really good subject from the angels about judgment and recognizing our oneness with each other and also our uniqueness and individuality as well. Like, you have a light inside of you, you have soul lessons, you have your own beautiful, unique energy field that you are needed on this planet to express from. And you're never being punished. You're never behind because you're going through a life lesson. You deserve to feel good and worthy at all times, no matter what is going on outside of you. And that's a soul lesson in itself. So today's International Women's Day, and so we can see that from the perspective of, you know, blessing and advancing women, because we know that there is inequality in a lot of the world, and also from the perspective of being women, we can bless our sisters and recognize that everybody deserves to be seen as worthy and not to be judged. That's what I think with International Women's Day. There's a lot of layers to it, right? So someone mentioned that in the comments. Thanks, Jenny. Hi, Joanne. Hi. Kenneth Spice is happily. Thank you so much for tagging all of those people. There's Tarika that said Happy International Women's Day from Australia, and I'm in Australia, Tarika. I'm on the mid-north coast of New South Wales, so at the moment. So I'm going to celebrate by pulling a card from one of my ancient decks. This is the Ascended Masters deck, one of my favorites that I didn't let go of in my purge of angel cards. And then I'm going to pull you some from the Archangel Power Tarot. So this, you know, what are the soul lessons that you're going through at this moment? And Archangel Gabrielle is the archangel to call on when you're asking about your soul lesson. Like, show me what it is I'm learning right now. Show me what it is I need to do to transcend this lesson, to move through it, to be able to let go of the difficulties. And sometimes it can be just an adjustment to the way you see things and the way you're thinking can clear the issue completely. There's such good vibes online today. I just want to say thank you, all of you, for being here, because I can really feel your beautiful, good energy. Hi, Karina. Now, how do I say your name? Is it Shane? Is it Sina or Sheena? I tried to look it up. So tell me how to say your name. Sheena Fagan, is that it? Do it phonetically for me in the comments. All right, so Archangel Gabrielle, what do we most need to know this week in order to have an abundant, blessed, peaceful week and to spread our light across the world for the highest and greatest good of all and of ourselves. Yay, yes, you're on the Sunshine Coast, so you're about 7-8 hours drive from me. I was just up on the Gold Coast last week. Sunshine Coast is beautiful. Hi, Natalie. I'm watching my phone. All right. Woo. You're going to love this. You are going to love it. I'm actually going to pull you 4 cards. You couldn't make this up. I'm going to show you the 4th card first, right? After what we've just been talking about. I got goosebumps. The hairs on my arms are standing up right now. Mother, wife, sister, daughter. International Women's Day. Lady Nada. So this is acknowledgement. You know, this is when we get a card like this that is so synchronous and so aligned with what we're talking about. It's a confirmation that Archangel Gabriel is indeed talking through me to you and also to you directly. And Lady Nada is very connected as well to Archangel Michael, and it's all about clearing your energy. Look at that. Look at the energy of her, and look at the roses, or the camellias. I'd say they're roses on her shoulder. There's this beautiful divine feminine energy, and we know that the divine feminine energy from the angels and the ascended masters is very nurturing. It's very healing, and it comes from pure love. It is pure unconditional love. It's not judgment at all. So is there someone in your life, mother, wife, sister, daughter, that you need to do some forgiveness, you need to send love to? And remember, sisters aren't always our blood sisters. They can be friends, they can be colleagues, they can be strangers. And to send that unconditional love and to do forgiveness. You really can't make that stuff up, right? So there is some letting go. And I think I'm hearing Archangel Gabriel talking to me. In the current energies that we've been through in the last 18 months, year or so, is that it has put people, I've seen the change, that it has put some people in a state of fear. And that fear has brought out aggression. It has brought out judgment. It has brought out a projecting energy of like, I don't like this person. I don't like those people. I hate this, right? Look what's happening right now on, I have very little interest, even though I'm from the UK. I don't follow the royal stuff. It doesn't excite me at all. But look at, it doesn't matter what a person has done or said or what we think their motivations are. They don't deserve to have psychic attack, which is what happens when people project negative energy at another person. Oh, she's this, she's that, she's disgusting, she's this. No one, poor or rich, from any culture, any religion, deserves to have judgment poured upon them, like is what is happening right now. And so, maybe the person you've got to forgive is not someone that you know. Maybe it's someone that you don't know. Maybe it's, it's something I've noticed online a lot too. And I hurt when I see it, is that famous women like Amy Schumer, Pink, people I follow, get the most awful trolls, the most awful comments, the most terrible things said about them because they're successful women. And there's something in the collective psyche that says you're not allowed to be that successful. You're not allowed to be that confident. You're not allowed to be a woman and do this. And they get very, very unfairly judged across the board, right? Women. So each of us makes a difference. If we're not part of the solution, we're part of the problem. So where can you start to change that in your own life? I'm seeing, oh yeah, hang on, that's good. I thought my battery was going to go. So Lady Nada is bringing us a lot of love, unconditional love, and also pour that unconditional love upon yourself. Where are you beating yourself up? You know, there's so much pressure, not just on women, but men too, to be a certain way. So, you know, I feel the pressure as I get older that I'm not allowed to age. I'm not allowed to have wrinkles. People have told me, like, oh, look at that. You know, you've got to look a certain way forever. And of course, I like looking good. I like looking youthful. I like looking pretty. But I can't look like I did when I was 25, and neither should I. And it's the same for all of us. So maybe you are beating yourself up. Maybe you've got to forgive yourself for some mistakes you've made or some things that you're projecting perfection onto. Projecting perfection onto. Okay, love that card. Okay, the next card is, thanks Cecilia, I'm seeing Linda here, I'm seeing Natalie. Okay, the first card, right, this is the beginning of the reading. That was an extra card. So this is present situation, and we couldn't have it any clearer. Now look at Katumi's eyes. Ooh, looking at you. He almost looks like he's on my head. He's on my body right now. I have embodied Katumi. Stay focused. Now, with this comes focus on what you want, not what you don't want. You know, if you're scrolling through social media and you see some horrible stuff, maybe you've got to start to think about what you do want. All the people that are anti this and anti that, instead of wasting your energy going against everybody, arguing with people, start putting your energy in what you want ultimately. You know, okay, maybe I don't want the world to be the way it is. Well, I can't control that, but maybe I can start to see the world as healed and healthy and whole. Maybe I can see people as happy. Maybe I can see the world as unpolluted. Start to visualize what you want. And I keep saying this about the pandemic, is no matter what you believe, you must want something. So maybe you want the end to a lockdown. Maybe you want the end to masks. Maybe you want the end to all the constant talking about it. Maybe you just want your friends to be healthy. You know, see the world as healthy. See the people going back into business. Start to visualize it. Put energy into it. Stay focused. But also, this is for you individually. Stay focused. What's your journey for this week? What have you got to get done? What are your priorities? What do you want to feel like? How can you make more of that happen? How can you love yourself more? Do I have to say anything at all? This card came up last week on the Instagram, Facebook reading. So when it comes through, I always know it's really big energy coming for us. We're on this wave. The angels are showing me this wave, almost like a surfer on the top of this huge crest, right? And this wave of energy is coming to help us. Now, it can be very unsettling, especially if you are not focused, if you're in resistance, if you're in fear, if you're in negative, you're in judgment, you're trying to control the world out there and what they're saying, instead of coming back to, okay, what do I need? What would I like to see in the world? Then you're going to crash against that wave. But to ride that wave, this is Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. You have a real opportunity this week to crunch down some obstacles, to ride over them. You don't even need to get into them with a hammer. You can just ride over them on this wave of positive energy that the universe, the angels, the ascended masters are bringing. Ganesh is like, I don't work with many ascended masters, a few, a handful. Ganesh is one of them that always comes through, and particularly often comes through with Archangel Gabrielle. They work together because it's about clearing your path and it's about changing your thoughts. Are you only looking for the obstacles? Are you not seeing the opportunities? So this is a big yes from the universe. You know, if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Yes, you're on the right track. Yes, keep moving. Don't let anything distract you, because it's too easy to be distracted. It is too easy, but don't beat yourself if you do get distracted. Just bring yourself back. The minute you notice that you've been distracted, bring yourself back to what you wanted to work on, what you wanted to get done. And the outcome card is White Buffalo, Calf Woman. Now, another one of my big favorites. I had a massive experience when I went to Arizona with White Buffalo Calf Woman. So White Buffalo Calf Woman brings a peace offering. And it's, you know, this is the time that White Buffalo Calf Woman, if you Google White Buffalo Calf Woman and what her prophecy was, you will recognize that this is the time that she was talking about, where we have to change our consciousness. We have to change our way of thinking. We have to stop thinking about me, and start thinking about us and what we do, how it affects the whole, and how we can bless, you know, through the things that we do. So if you're doing your purpose at this time, or you want to do your purpose, ask, how may I serve? How can I serve the greater good? But also do something that is fulfilling for me, because you're no good if you're drained and, you know, not enjoying your work and watching the clock going round. That's not going to serve anybody. Even if it's a charity that you've created, if you're not happy in it, that's not going to serve the greater good. You've got to be happy. But it's not about accumulating and just thinking about, how does this serve me? It's about, okay, if I can bless others, that aligns you instantly with the universe, and that starts to bring forward your purpose. It starts to bring forward support, helpful people, abundance, doors opening. All of these things happen. That's truly what happened for me when I got into this business. You know, I didn't know anyone. I didn't have any customers. I lived 2 kilometers up a dirt road in a country town, which was 50 kilometers from the nearest town that was still a country town, 100 kilometers from a bigger center. And I still managed to get clients because I asked to be of service. I asked that light to attract what I needed and what I wanted. Of course, I still had to work hard. But when you align with service, with the highest good, you change your energy, and that then the divine and the angels can start to work through you and create what you want. So this is all about bringing peace right now into your life. And as you bring that peace into your own life, you'll see that ripple effect go through, and some of those obstacles that you've been perceiving or dealing with will start to dissolve themselves. So whether it's an illness or a financial challenge, get peaceful, get focused, believe in yourself and the universe and the angels that are helping you. And then with that sense of peace, you can create so much more. But this can also talk about forgiveness as well. So make a forgiveness list this week. Who do I have to forgive? And it could be, there could be people that are public figures. It could be situations long ago. Don't feel bad if you still got to forgive someone from 10, 20 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Don't feel bad about that. Just do it. The feeling bad about it is like layering another, you know, another level of concrete on top of your energy. It's like you've got to fight through the guilt then. You've got to fight through the, oh God, you know, why can't I have let it go by now? Don't buy into that. That's just your ego. Sometimes, you know, apparently it says in the Bible, I haven't read it completely, that it takes 70 times 70 times to forgive someone. And I believe that, you know, there's some people that have deeply hurt me in my life or done horrible things that I have had to forgive and forgive and forgive. It comes up again. It's a layer thing, right? But every time you do it, you're adding more light to yourself and to the planet, and that means more peace. And you do deserve peace. You do deserve peace. So I'm just going to scroll through the comments here. Hi, Suzanne. Thank you for being here. Irish names are hard to read. Yeah, I have Irish friends and I should know better. Sheena. There you go. I almost had it right. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Don't apologize for your name. Names have energy, right? So whenever someone has a reading with me, a private reading with me, I use their name, and I also use their, if they're asking about a partner or a potential partner or a business, I ask for that name too, because it unlocks the energy. So you could have, I could do 10 readings for people called Sally, all one after the other, but each person will get a different reading because their name is connected to their energy, if that makes sense. It's like there's an identity energy, you know, it unlocks the aura. So when you're focused with intention, so your name is important. When I got married and my name became Smith, I couldn't deal with it. I just didn't feel right. I didn't feel like myself for months. And then I just went back to Scoltock. even though it's a difficult name. Katrina, may I have a card, please? I must be the brightest person alive with all the lessons I've had to learn in the last 6 months. I hear you, Cecilia. I really do. I really do. But know that you're not alone, you know, that we're all going through our own versions of that. And learning the lessons and then blessing them and letting go of the pain and keeping the wisdom and the love, and then actually acting on the lessons. That's one thing that I used to get stuck on, is going, okay, now I've learnt the lesson, now I've got to not do that again. Now I've got to actually take that wisdom and use it in my life. That's the trick. And then, you know, you're past it, it's gone, you move forward. Now I don't usually pull cards for people during this, but I will do a couple. I'm just going through the comments so I don't want to miss anyone. I missed everyone's comments last time. So I'd love to know where you are all from. So don't forget, we're working with Archangel Gabrielle this week. So you can call on Archangel Gabrielle to help you with whatever you're struggling with. And Gabrielle brings a lot of light with her. She also helps us to understand our inner child and nurture our inner child. And really that's our innocent, pure self, isn't it? It's the unconditioned self, the self that hasn't been become bitter or jaded or you know, that kind of cynical energy. That's the true you. So you've got to give some love and nurture yourself and know that you're a good person, and that means that you're worthy, and you don't need anyone else to tell you that. It's nice to hear it, right, from our friends and our loved ones, but sometimes when they're dealing with their stuff, they can't tell us that. So that's when we need to go for private and professional healing. We need to get that healing and get that energy cleared of self-doubt. So that means you're worthy of love. And I think Tarika asked for a card. Okay, so would you like me to use how about I use the Archangel Power Tarot, because I don't want to get confused with the reading that we've just done. So if you're just joining us, the reading for the week ahead is amazing, and you need to go back to the beginning and watch it. And now I'm just going to pull. I'm going to cap it with at 5. Pull cards for people present. So Tarika, Stokes in Queensland, beautiful Queensland. A lot of my lovely people are from Queensland. I got totally confused when I was up there about the time. Okay, Tarika, this one is the 4 of Michael. So it's a beautiful message from Archangel Michael. This one is about getting quiet and even like taking some extra rest this week, more than you probably think. You're probably a person that likes to just keep, you know, go. What can I get done? You'll get more done with more rest. The angels have got some important downloads for you, and you've got to get still, really still. Not like, okay, 10 minutes meditation, but I'm actually thinking about my shopping list. Really still to get those downloads. So there's a big download coming for you. Linda Owens. So where are you, Joanne? Linda Owens. So asking Archangel Gabrielle for a message for the highest good for Linda. Another 4. All the 4s. Now we know that 4s mean the angels are around us. If you see 444 regularly, it means the angels are surrounding you. Ask them for something. Now this one is, you know, it's very romantic. It's a time of shedding your burdens. It's about letting go of the things that have been dragging you down and been making you feel like, oh, I just can't get above this energy. It's almost like you need to celebrate before it happens. So you know when like you're waiting for an answer, or you're waiting for something good to happen, or you just need a break, you're going, when is it going to happen? When am I going to feel better? Act as if, celebrate. You know, what will you do when it comes to fruition, when you get what you want? What would you do? Would you phone a friend? Would you buy yourself a bottle of fizz? Would you, I don't know, book a holiday? What would you do? Do it now. So years ago, when I was waiting for answer from the Immigration Department of Australia that I was going to be a resident, and it seemed to be taking forever, and it was a long drawn out scenario, I could hear myself constantly saying, I'm still waiting, and why isn't it ever happening? And then I just went, aha, and it was right from the angels. Like, I knew that when it happened, I was going to have a party for my friends to celebrate my residency. So I made up the invitations, and I stuck one to my fridge with a fake date on it. And guess what? Within 2 weeks, it came through. So that's something that since then I've adopted. It's like, okay, you're waiting for something to happen, act as if. Do something to let the universe know that you have faith that it's going to happen. But there are rewards coming for you. There's this kind of extended spell of feeling a bit worn down, and now you're going to be released from that burden. And what comes after that is just a whole lot of joy and fun. Linda, I don't like those questions, should I stay or should I go? Like, there's no shoulds, right? I'm going to give you a teachable moment. So there's no shoulds as far as spirit is concerned from the angels, because should says a rule, right? Someone else has got a rule for you. Remember, we all have free will. It's part of being here. So is it for my highest good to leave this situation? Is it for my highest good to stay in this situation? What is the guidance? Because there might be a third answer. So asking for guidance about the situation is the best way to go forward, and that's the best way to get answers from spirit. Because you know, when you ask should, you'll get a, you know, go, why aren't they answering me? Because they can't tell you what you should do. It's not up to them. You have to make a decision. So is it for my highest good to stay away from this situation? What guidance do you have for Natalie about this situation? So Natalie, strength. It does feel like the sun is going down on something. It's like you know it is, and the best thing for you to do is take care of your energy. Know that you've got the strength to get through whatever is in front of you. You know that. I know you know that. This is the 111, so watch your thoughts. It's Archangel Ariel, the lioness. So I feel like you've got to retreat and look after your energy. Goosebumps down my arms right now. I hope that makes sense to you. Debbie needs to move and leave a town to be closer to her daughter and her friend. What is the guidance for the angels about Debbie leaving? See, when you're asking the angels yourself about something, they don't give us yes and no answers. It's really hard for them to do that for us. They bring guidance. Here are the steps you need to take to manifest what you want. So you have to come down to what's the real question. So Debbie's asked a great question here. Okay, what is the guidance about moving and leaving the town I've lived in a long time to be closer to my daughter? I think you've got to do some more thinking on that. Okay. The angels always kind of speak through me, and then they give me the card, and the card says exactly what I just said. Now look at this. There's a man. He's about to go through. It's you. You're not a man, but you're signified by this figure. He's about to go down a path, and there's two paths. There's the light one, and there's the dark one. And there's Archangel Michael, and he's going, don't go that way, go this way. So what I feel, Debbie, is at the moment, I feel like there's a better answer. There's a better way. You need to work through this. This isn't something that you can just pull a card on and go, I'm going to make a decision. or flip a coin. I don't think that it deserves more energy and more thought. I feel like there is a better way to deal with the problem, whatever the problem is that is taking you to be closer to your daughter. Because obviously you've got ties and you don't want to be isolated from your friends, etc. So there's a better course of action. So be open to the limitless options. You may not see them right now, but there is an answer, and it's to do with divine timing. It's to do with letting go of worry and fear and negativity, and sitting with this for a while and saying, okay, show me what I need to do. What is the next step? Sometimes we, a little bit down the line, you start to go, okay, and we get out of our fear brain. We start thinking of different options. So no, there are unlimited ways that this can work out. There are unlimited options for you. And Archangel Michael's just saying, whoa up a minute. There's a better way. The answers will come. So just one more. Thanks, Cecilia. That's very kind of you. There was a lady on a couple of weeks ago, and she just kept sending me tear faces and give me a reading. I want a reading, and I don't answer to that. My readings are, if you would like a private reading, they are 395 Australian dollars for an hour, or 190 for half an hour. No, thanks, Kenneth. I can't see any other requests. Hi, Rebecca. Some of the comments are hidden. Oh, Leanne. I said I would just do 5. I've done Natalie, Linda, Debbie, and Tarika. This is number 5. The 3 of Ariel. So as you didn't ask a question, Leanne, this one is, it's about focusing on what you love, letting go of any kind of thoughts of negativity, or it's like you're on the last leg of letting go of some long held pain, and the angels are cheering you on, and they're saying, look, now it's time to focus on not just you, because I know you have family, you have children, but to focus on something that you love, because that's going to bring about some personal growth. It's like you were held back from personal growth, and now you are moving forward, and you're going to see the world a little bit differently. All right, lovelies, I'm going to stop now because I have a massive day ahead, and I'm sending you lots of love, angel blessings. See you here next week. I'm sticking to 11, this time slot, 11 a.m. New South Wales, Australia time. Look it up on Google if you're not sure what time that is in your time zone. And sending you, hi Paul, sending you loads of love and angel blessings. Listen, someone asked me recently if we still had space at Angels at Uluru retreat coming up. One more person could join us. There is room for one more person, but you would need to get your bookings done pretty quickly. But it's a small intimate retreat this year out at Uluru, and it's going to be amazing. It really is. I can't wait. Otherwise, I will see you at the Archangel Gabrielle Life Purpose webinar on the 26th of March. We're selling tickets really fast for that, so jump in if you want to reserve your spot for that one. See you then. Take care. Angel blessings. See you next week.